Do you get any sense of like a specific era or time frame, or do you feel like it's a little bit of everything?
It's a little bit of everything, but a few of them I sense like 1980s to current day,
Mm-hmm.
more modern, but the rest of them is just from all over, all different time periods. Been waiting a long time.
Yeah, they have been. We're going to make the request. Is there anybody here who can speak to us to help us understand what's happening so we can better help?
I got Samantha and like trapped. They've been trapped for a long time, and
Do they know who's trapped them?
either their circumstances in death or the bad things is what they said. The
Yeah.
bad beings have trapped them and have been
Yeah.
sucking dry.
These souls have been soul napped.
Mm-hmm.
It's not any different than being kidnapped. It's on a
Yeah.
soul level. Ghost energies travel at the speed of thought. This guy was not a friend of Sam, but they had a distant connection. And when somebody dies from an overdose, they tend not to realize that they've died, and this causes a problem. And these souls are still looking for that same fix in death that they were looking for in life. And many times they will find another living addict and superimpose themselves over the living addict so that they continue gaining those same highs from the drugs that they died from. This is one reason that breaking an addiction cycle is so difficult for the living. This is a hugely spiritual construct that many people don't understand. All right. Do they know what their relationship is to Samantha?
There's only one person I sense that has a relationship with me. The rest, they just found me.
Okay.
Um, and he died a few weeks ago, and I don't recall meeting him in person, but I knew him and his family in life, and he died a few weeks ago, about a month ago.
Was he a friend of yours or?
No, he was using drugs,
Okay.
and he his girlfriend at the time was named Samantha, so he would call me on Facebook Messenger because he was high and couldn't distinguish.
Got it. Which was who? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So a person who dies an addict, usually they never
He
cross over
he,
because they don't know
he
they died.
overdosed. Yeah, he overdosed.
Yeah. They missed that memo that they slipped out of their body is usually what happened.
Hmm. He's
Okay.
standing there, I can see him, and he's waving at me in the middle of all these people, like, hey, look. And there's kind of like a spotlight on him as well. I
Okay.
normally don't see features or anything, but I can see his face clearly.
Okay. And does he, let's ask him this, does he have any information for us?
Okay. He's just asking, I'm dead.
Yeah.
He just keeps saying, I'm dead. This can't be it. I'm dead. Just give me a second.
Yeah. We're just gonna tell him, yep.
Mm-hmm. I just got harmful. He realized he's dead. I told him his situation, how long it's been, and what's going on. And I just got harmful, and I told him he was safe now and that I'm still alive, but I have these abilities. And that's why we're able to
Yeah.
communicate.
Perfect. He was in death. Was he being chased by beings?
I sensed it over the
Yeah.
phone.
Okay.
I Before, like a year before he died.
Hmm.
I could sense him over the phone. There's three or four just surrounding him.
There's another layer that we need to work through. While I'm grateful to have helped this soul, There's something else happening here, and I can feel it and sense it. I know that there's one ghost here who can help us get to the next level, the next layer." And then Elizabeth presents herself to us. I need the help of a soul who's been here for a long, long, long time. Are you picking up anybody in the crowd?
Can't see their face, but I was immediately drawn to the far left, almost the edge
Yeah.
of
Okay. Does it
people.
feel male or female to you?
Feels female.
Okay. And let's ask her. We have some questions. Can we ask her some questions? Or does she feel too afraid?
No, she wants to help. She's scared, but she knows that she's safe right now and that I have the best intentions.
Okay.
She gave me her name as well.
What's her name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth. Bringing in a team of angels is going to help raise the frequency of the ghostly souls. But I also, when I call in the angels or any other high level beings, I never blindly trust who they say they are. I always test them, I always vet them, sometimes more than once, because the dark side does not want us to gain access. Can we bring you a pair of angels, Elizabeth?
She's scared. She doesn't know what that means.
Okay. I'm going to bring in teams of angels off to the left side.
Okay.
They're standing in rank and file. There's a lot of them. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to vet them. I never trust
No.
that my
Mm-mm.
team is who they say they are. So, and you can do this too.
Okay.
There's a few ways to vet them to make sure they are who they say they are. One is you can visualize yourself pouring salt all over them.
Mm-hmm.
The shapeshifters in the lower realms and those things can't handle the frequency of salt. Salt cleanses in all dimensions. So we're just going to pour a layer of salt all over these beings, these angels.
Okay.
And I am seeing a few of them just like disappear.
Yep. So am I.
Hmm.
Especially near her.
Yep, absolutely. They're trying to, they're like, so what
Yes.
what we're
Yes.
doing is we're raising their frequency so we can cross them over properly.
Okay.
Um, a lot of them have been tethered to dark entities, which means that you can clean and clear a property, but they may not be able to leave because they're anchored there by the
Yes.
dark side. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I never like banish or kill or whatever, because you're going to hit something that's not the intended target.
Yes.
Okay. And the ghost souls, when we leave our physical body, our time here is done. But
Yes.
if they're a prisoner, then they may not be able to leave easily. So to kill them off doesn't do well
Mm-mm.
for any of us, right?
No. Never.
At the end of the day, there's somebody's loved one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're human beings still.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're going to pour frankincense oil on these beings also.
Okay.
And they're still staying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm making the request that one female angels generally don't have a sex to them, but
Yeah.
for the purposes of this
The human mind
woman,
understanding.
yeah, I'm having one of the angels come in to be with her, to stand next to her, to stand next to Elizabeth. And do you get an idea of what era Elizabeth is from?
1920s.
Okay.
I just got that right before you asked that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just in sync. You know what I'm thinking ahead of time. All right. Is she from the United States or somewhere else?
United States.
Okay. And ask Elizabeth, is she starting to feel warmer?
I can actually see her features now. She's glowing like the
Good.
other guy was, and I can tell she's being revitalized already. I can feel it.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I've been reassuring her that this is what needs to be done. This is the divine working.
This is scary stuff. I don't publish these sessions to scare people, but to give the understanding that knowledge is power. And once we know, we know. When we know how these unseen entities work, they cannot affect us nearly as much as blind ignorance. What they offer us is a multitude of lessons right now. And the more we learn, the more we take our power back. And that is really key to saving humanity. Does she know who captured her upon death?
I just got an army. I That doesn't make
Hmm.
any sense to me in
It
any way.
does to me. Uh,
Okay.
does she know what their eyes looked like?
Okay. They're like half black and half red. They
Hmm.
have red and black in them.
Okay. What does their skin look like? Is it
Showing me gray scales.
okay? Yeah, I was gonna say bumpy or smooth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly what I thought. Does she feel safe now?
I can feel some sadness from her and fear, but she feels much better.
Okay. Ask her
She
what,
she's trusting right now. I can just feel her emotions from being trapped for so long, and her, like, I'm starting to tear up because I can feel that,
you can
but
feel
she's
it.
trying not to impose it on me.
And I'm telling her she's safe now.
Mhm.
And if she wants, she can hold that angel's hand that's there for her.
She's doing that now.
Okay, great. Ask her, what does it feel like to hold the hand of an angel?
Immense relief,
Good, good.
serenity.
And does she remember when those dark beings captured her, what happened with her?
They were lurking around waiting for her to die, and she died unexpectedly. She's not very old. She's maybe 30, 35, and they kind of piled on her as she was trying to, you know, cross over, I guess. They just kind of grabbed their hooks in her soul and surrounded her and kind of piled on her and just clung on to her.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that happened to her, Elizabeth. All right. Did she have an illness? Does she know? Does Elizabeth know she had an illness?
Got chronic bronchitis.
All right. That fits the time too, the time period.
Hmm.
When she left the body and they captured her soul, does she know what happened after that?
It's not words, but it's more like she was being drug around by them as they
Mm,
were going around collecting others.
okay.
Like she was, like you said, kidnapped, and they just held her down, and she had to watch as they went around from place to place collecting as many as they could. Because there's a whole team of them that were, there's at least 6 or 7 of them that were on her when she died.
When if we look on the cliffs, does she see them on the cliffs or in the cliffs? And they can't get her from here.
Yeah, hold on. She said yes. She sees them in the cliffs.
Okay. All right. And can she tell us what it was like being their captive? What happened to her? When these dark entities left the light of God's source, when they did it, they lost their power, their fuel source. And now they realize, oh, snap, we need to come up with an energetic source to sustain ourselves. And that's when they discovered humanity. Humans are beings of God's source energy, the creator, the divine, whatever you want to call it. So now what they do is they like to siphon off our energy to sustain themselves. And by the way, I have to hand it to Samantha. She's really good at this.
She doesn't want to talk about it. She said if she's safe now, she doesn't want to go back there. I'm gonna ask her again if she can, because and explain the situation.
It's to help us help others, is why I'm in.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell her. It was dread, just constant dread, fear, and pain, and being so out of control and losing all hope that she would ever be found and helped because she's just drugged from place to place with them. I don't know why they would keep her with them instead of just anchoring her somewhere, but
Was it to elicit fear in her to take that energy out of, siphon the fear energy from her?
oh yeah, that's exactly what it was. They're using her as a battery.
Yeah. All organizational structures have a political hierarchy, regardless of dimension. This reptilian failed in his duties and at one point was demoted. We crossed over Elizabeth and all the others at this point because I wanted to spend time asking questions of this reptilian and maybe even questions of the other reptilians that we captured